Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the Caiden Cowger program, broadcasting from West Virginia. It is great to have you with us. So it is Independence Day. That's the original thing to celebrate before Brexit. That was a Mera-exit. We broke away from Great Britain July 4th, 1776. Wonderful day to celebrate freedom. And the first Independence Day that we don't have Obama in the White House. So it feels really great, and you really feel free this time. First time in 8 years, so that's absolutely wonderful. We got a lot to talk about, and one of the things that is really taking priority over all the networks is this Donald Trump tweet, and it's absolutely ridiculous. It's absurd. We're going to get into that, but before I talk about that, I want to give a shout out real quick. I have a friend that is in Myrtle Beach right now visiting, and she is listening to us on WXMB 101.5 in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I'd like to give a shout out to my friend Cassie Airy, who is there on vacation. I've heard a lot of bad stuff about things that have been going on in Myrtle Beach. I don't know if it's that bad. Might ask her, because I'm about ready to go on vacation here in a little bit, and I'm going to be going to my second home, so that's so wonderful. Hopefully it'll be my first home eventually. But yeah, they were saying that there was like 7 shootings. One was in the mall, then there was a shark sighting, then there were 11 massage parlors that got busted for prostitution. So it's so Mom was reading the other day all the stuff that has been going on in Myrtle Beach, and I'm just like, Mom, we're just going to enjoy ourselves on vacation, right? I don't want to know all this stuff. I really don't care. I'm just going to go out on the beach and then come back in and, actually try to relax a little bit. That never works very well, though. I always end up getting back behind the microphone at our Myrtle Beach station affiliate. So anyway, Cassie, hope you're having a good time and your whole family. So, wanted to just get that out and just say hi.
Hi, how are you? I'm fine. Hi, how are you? I'm fine. Hi, how are you? I'm fine, how are you? I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine.
Donald Trump tweeted out a video from WrestleMania WWE where he beat up Ed McMahon. And someone took Ed McMahon's head and replaced it with a CNN logo. So instead of beating up Ed McMahon, Donald Trump was beating up CNN, all right? Anyone who had any ounce of sense would have taken this as being a joke. But we have all of these liberals. We have the mainstream media that is portraying this as being a call to violence against journalists. We have a guy that goes by the name Bruce Brown that serves as the executive director of the Reporters Committee for Freedom of the Press that said that this is a call of physical violence against journalists. You have the Guardian newspaper that said that this is an attack on democracy. This is an attack on freedom of press. Absolutely ridiculous. Guys, the media has been punching Donald Trump for months. Ever since he announced that he's going to run for the presidency, they have been attacking him. Okay? And as soon as Donald Trump punches back, the bullies are now professing to be the victims. Did anyone accuse the media of opposing Americans' right to freedom of assembly when they were accusing the Tea Party of being this violent right-wing hate organization? No. They said that they were just using their freedom of press, just using freedom of speech. It's perfectly fine for the media to portray them in whatever fashion they see fit. That's exactly what Donald Trump has been doing. Donald Trump was not attacking freedom of press. He was using freedom of speech, and that's the truth. But of course, the media, they're going to, portray this as being a downright assault on American liberty. This is a downright assault on democracy, as the Guardian newspaper put it. But the fact of the matter is that they've been called on the carpet for their bias. They've been attacking Donald Trump, trying to take him out, and he's taken them out. And that's exactly what Americans see. That's why the joke was so funny. But, the media tries to misconstrue this into being, the worst way possible because they enjoy portraying Trump in the most negative light that they possibly can. Now, I have an audio clip here from Fox News that I want to play here for you, and it's of Lisa Booth. And she's a Fox News reporter, and she stated that Trump has exposed the media as being biased. This is once again, this is Lisa Booth from Fox News. Go ahead and listen.
That was Democratic Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee calling on President Trump to resign after the president added fuel to his ongoing media feud by taking to Twitter and knocking MSNBC host Joe Scarborough and Mika Brzezinski with this. I heard poorly rated Morning Joe speaks badly of me. Quote, don't watch anymore. In parentheses. Then how come low IQ crazy Mika, he says, along with Psycho Joe, come to Mar-a-Lago 3 nights in a row around New Year's Eve and insisted on joining me. She was bleeding badly from a facelift, and I said no. Yuck. So those words drew fast and furious criticism with MSNBC firing back in a public statement writing this. It's a sad day for America when the president spends his time bullying, lying, and spewing petty personal attacks instead of doing his job. Meanwhile, the White House is defending the president, insisting the media fired the first shot.
The only person that I see a war on is this president and everybody that works for him. I'm a woman, and I've been attacked by this show multiple times, but I don't cry foul because of it.
She's got a point. While others point to evidence that the show is openly hostile to the president on a fairly daily basis. Watch.
I think he's such a narcissist. It is possible that he's mentally ill in a way. And that this is on the table. It's okay to say he's not well. No. At the very least, he's not well. It's sad for the country. This is unprecedented to have a president that behaves this way. It does feel like a developing dictatorship.
Nobody's saying that what Donald Trump's doing now is right. In fact, we think it's extraordinarily dangerous.
There you have it. I'm joined now by Lisa Booth.
So, see, there you go. You have the mainstream media, MSNBC, MSLSD, The Morning Joe, that has been attacking Donald Trump relentlessly, and now all of a sudden, because Donald Trump fired back and got tired of it, all of a sudden, this is unpresidential. I mean, it's never been done before by Republicans. Because I remind you, if it's so wrong for Donald Trump to attack MSLSD and, the acid people there, acid drippers, why didn't anyone attack Obama for going after conservative talk radio? And I have a question for you. If Donald Trump attacking the media, including, the Morning Joe crew and also going after CNN, if that is so wrong and that is a downright attack on freedom of press, why didn't anyone call Obama out when he attacked Rush Limbaugh and conservative talk radio and Fox News? Because Obama did the same exact stuff. He called out Fox News. He called out Rush Limbaugh. He called out conservative talk radio. Why wasn't he viewed as being somebody that opposed freedom of speech? He called out the Tea Party, carrying their little tea bags around. Did he oppose Americans' right to assemble because he was making light of their gathering, their peaceful assembly against his policies? So did he oppose the First Amendment? But that was never expressed. That was never said. Why? Because he's a Democrat. And the media is completely with the Democratic Party. They are completely and entirely biased. I mean, just listen. All you have to do is just look at their facial expressions when Hillary Clinton comes around. And then when Donald Trump comes around, it's like, ew. Hillary Clinton comes around, the Queen has arrived. I'm surprised that they don't curtsy. I mean, it's so pathetic. Absolutely pathetic what took place in this last election. And we have seen clear media bias for a long time, saying he's not mentally well. These people and reporters are commentators. I identify as a commentator. I tell you what I think. And I identify as being somebody that expresses opinion. This is an opinion-based show that is, where opinions are based on facts, based upon reason, which you won't get with any liberal radio show. No one listens to them. That's why they can't, get on anything other than, they can't get on commercial stations. And that's true. They can't. There aren't a whole lot of commercial liberal radio stations out there. But I tell you, it's absolutely absurd what we're seeing with the media and how they're handling this. I mean, we have Keith Ellison that came out and said that Donald Trump should be banned from Twitter just like any other social media harasser. Go ahead and listen to this. This is from TMZ.
My thought is that we have long known that Donald Trump abuses people on social media, much like any common social media bully.
Donald Trump abuses people on social media just like any social media bully. This is Keith Ellison. Go ahead.
The problem is he's been doing it, and he's never had to pay a price for it.
Never had to pay a price for it.
I personally think the Twitter company should treat him just like any other social media harasser and snatches his account. It's a private company. He doesn't have a right to have a Twitter account. And if he's misusing it and abusing people serially, I think that he shouldn't have an account. That's my own. Put it like this. This is a private sector business. He is abusing that service. He is intimidating people. He is abusing women, and he shouldn't have it.
Interesting. So I have a question. What does it sound like to you guys? You have Keith Ellison, a Democrat, saying that Donald Trump should lose his Twitter account. And you have Donald Trump that just tweeted out a funny video of him beating up CNN from WrestleMania, where Ed McMahon's face, that the guy who's beating up, was replaced with the CNN logo. So let me ask you this. Does it sound like Donald Trump is attacking freedom of press, or does it sound more so like Democrats are attacking freedom of speech? Because by the media opposing Donald Trump's tweets, by the media opposing what Donald Trump says with regards to him even expressing any of this stuff, they are opposing freedom of speech. They're saying he doesn't have any right to do that. Yes, he does. Freedom of speech, First Amendment. Read it in the Constitution. So what we really are seeing going on here is not Donald Trump attacking freedom of press, but the press attacking freedom of speech, that which Donald Trump has every right to use. That's what's really taking place here. Is anyone going to say it, or are we just going to, continue making apologies for him? I'm sorry. Like what the Republicans are doing in Washington, D.C. This isn't right. This is wrong. This just makes me feel dirty. Republicans have been losing to the Democrats and losing to the media for years. And now we finally have a street fighter that is exposing the media as being the biased leftists that they are. Donald Trump is trying to teach Republicans how to fight. We have an organized effort to attack the Republican Party and to dismantle conservatism, and it consists of the Democratic Party, and it consists of the mainstream media that serves as nothing more than the propaganda wing of the Democratic Party. It is a well-organized effort to take out conservatism, and Donald Trump has been exposing that. And what are Republicans doing? They want to go back to the old way that it was before Trump. Back what the media did to Mitt Romney. Remember that? Remember that, Mitt, before you made that little speech showing America what a sissy you are by attacking Donald Trump? Remember what happened? Candy Crowley? Was it Candy Crowley? I don't remember what her name was. She came out and said, well, President Obama's right. Governor Romney made it out like you didn't know what you're talking about, like you were a liar. Remember that? And yeah, it was Candy Crowley. Do you remember that, Mr. Do you remember that, Mitt? Do you remember that, Republicans, establishment Republicans? But now that we have Donald Trump that is combating the media, that is not afraid, no, Candy, you're wrong. No, CNN, you're wrong. No, MSLSD, you're wrong. Now that we have a president that's calling out the media after the media has been calling out the president, for calling out Republicans for years, for stuff that, and they make lies up. What are we witnessing now? We're witnessing these establishment Republicans stating, this guy is unpresidential. Jeb Bush said he's unpresidential. Well, Jeb, you lost. All right? No one likes you. Go back to mommy. No one's going to clap this time.
Please clap.
Okay?
Fighting liberalism one lie at a time.
You're listening to Caiden Cowger on the WCNR News Network.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
Are you looking for tickets to the hottest concerts, big game, or theater show? Look no further than StarFanTickets.com. We have amazing tickets to almost everything. No event is ever sold out. Why wait? It's easy to get the tickets you want at the prices you'll love. Simply search for the event. Then click the Find Tickets button. That's StarFanTickets.com. Join the StarFan crew mailing list and stay up to date on all the hottest events in your area. That's StarFanTickets.com. We have your tickets. Hashtag, you going?
It safely eliminates stress and anxiety. It makes commuting, driving your kids around, or driving a truck more fun. It makes gift shopping easier. It's Happy Driving Stress Reduction, a revolutionary patent-pending tool that works while you drive. Find Happy Driving Stress Reduction on iTunes, Amazon, or Google Play. Make life easier. Buy Happy Driving Stress Reduction today.
Go get your copy of Prelude to World War III, The Rise of Islamic Republic and the Rebirth of America. World War III Series Volume 1, available in paperback and Kindle edition on Amazon by the authors James Rozone and Miranda Watson. By the 2020s, America was no longer a world superpower. The military had been cut to a bare-bones level, and while the U.S. was focused internally, the door opened for new powers to emerge on the world stage. In the wake of this power vacuum, China.
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas.
For your free inventor's information, call 1-800-441-7922. That's 1-800-441-7922.
Goldman Sachs and HSBC recently purchased 7.1 tons of physical gold. What do these bankers and mega money managers know that you don't? They're expecting the value of gold and silver to increase. That's why you need our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group offers gold and silver for direct delivery and will not be undersold. Call now. Call 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group is a company that deals with investing in precious metals such as gold and silver. They've been in business for over a decade and have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. They've been featured on Fox News, Market Watch, Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, CNBC, Reuters, Fox Business, Financial Times, and Forbes magazine. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. They also offer various ebooks on investing in gold, such as the Definitive Gold Guide. So once again, if you're interested, you can call 1-800-932-4108. That's 1-800-932-4108. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja is a company that specializes in slashing debt. They deal with various debt problems such as tax debt, debt settlement, debt consolidation, student loan debt, credit repair services, and bankruptcy. That is 1-800-826-1132. Now, their company, the Debt Ninja, operates on a national level and have worked to fight the IRS for many of their clients. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-826-1132. That is 1-800-826-1132. Once again, that is 1-800-826-1132. Due to a decline in the economy and major car companies filing for bankruptcy, American Auto Protection has announced an extended service plan that is now available to the general public. This plan reduces the cost of auto repair expenses. Maximum Car Care was created to assist qualifying car owners with lowering repair bills of cars under 130,000 miles and under 12 years old. Maximum Car Care works to limit the expense of auto repair bills, roadside assistance, rental coverage, and towing. Their number is 1-800-824-9762. That is 1-800-824-9762. Once again, that is 1-800-824-9762. Maximum Car Care is a proud sponsor of the Caiden Cowger program.
You're listening to the WCNR News Network.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
See, I want you all to hear this garbage. I want you all to hear what the media is saying about Donald Trump. You have Meet the Press. You have Katie K. I don't know what her name is. It sounds kind of gay. Katie K. Trump is promoting violence with CNN WWE tweet. Go ahead and listen to this. This is from Meet the Press, their whole audio bit there.
Communications from the President of the United States.
The cruelty aspect. I mean, I guess he's back on trashing CNN, which inexplicably, the Washington Post reported that some aides were upset that the president picked a fight with Mika Brzezinski because it was taking away from what they thought was a successful fight with CNN.
Look, I just think we've never really consumed something like this where someone has taken, I mean, yes, when that video was originally filmed, he was an entertainer. That's what Donald Trump was doing then. And now he's the president of the United States. And the reality is, the media, okay, they've used the logo in that case, CNN, but is made up of people every single day. I go up to Capitol Hill. I ask questions of people. Yes, I represent NBC News every day.
You're a three-dimensional figure?
I am.
Yes.
No. That's what makes that video, I think, sort of striking.
And the fact that we had Sarah Huckabee Sanders this week specifically coming out in the White House and for a rare on-camera press briefing saying that the president has never condoned or encouraged or promoted violence, that is exactly what he has just done. He has.
I think he would argue, no, he's promoting fake violence because it is wrestling.
Isn't it great that today's Independence Day and we don't have to put up with them anymore, BBC? Go ahead and keep listening to it.
He says, they say I'm not presidential, but I'm modern-day presidential. Didn't he say that in a tweet?
What's important to remember, I went to work for Richard Nixon in exile at 22. Everything goes into your biography. Yeah. Nothing gets lighted out. He's got to remember it.
He just remembers today and tomorrow.
That was Hugh Hewitt, by the way.
It's endgame.
So, yeah. Well, see, that's the thing. No one really cares. He's exposing the media as being biased. That was funny. Any average American would view that as being a joke. It's funny. It's hilarious. You have Donald Trump beating up CNN, and it's the truth. He is. He's beating up CNN, and he's making the media look like they're a bunch of crybabies. They've been attacking and beating up Donald Trump for months, and now all of a sudden that Donald Trump is throwing a punch back. Oh, he hit me. Well, maybe if you wouldn't hit him, he wouldn't hit back. Why don't you, look at how easy the media was when it came to Obama. I mean, they were really easy going. Their questions were light. What do you think, Republicans? What do you think about Republicans here? What do you think about Republicans? They always made the questions favoring Obama. But now that we have, Donald Trump, as a matter of fact, I'm going to stop before I get into that other thought. Do you remember when that one guy, is his name Serge or somebody like that? Is it Serge or Sergeant? I don't know what his name is. I'm going to have to look this video up. But there was a guy from it was one of the alphabet networks. It was maybe NBC or CBS. I don't remember. Might have been ABC. But anyway, there was a guy that made a question directed at Obama that was really harsh. And he was a reporter. All right. Well, anyway, it made news when this reporter asked that question because it was a good question and it put Obama in a corner. And Obama, hammered him back. Okay? But anyway, it made news when reporters ask challenging questions to Obama. And the reporters viewed that other reporter as being, who do you think you are? But hey, it comes with Donald Trump. All that they do is just try to portray him as in the most negative way possible. And, guys, I tell you, how the media treats Republicans is far worse than how they treat Democrats. And you know why? It's because the media is nothing more than a bunch of registered Democrats. It's exactly what they are. They are Democrats. They are not unbiased. They are clearly biased, and that's what we have to rely on for, information. The media doesn't do anything other than tamper with information. We don't know what is the truth and what is fake news anymore. And, it's just like that interview that I did with ZDF German TV not long ago. One of the questions that they asked me, what do you think fake news is? News that's fake. Yeah, but look at all the exaggerations that, President Trump makes. Yeah, I understand all that. I know that Trump does exaggerate a bit. Most, average Americans do. Trump is not a professional politician. If you caught a fish this big, you say that I caught a fish this big. I caught a fish this big. I mean, he's exaggerating, all right? I mean, he's an average guy. Donald Trump is an average guy. He's not a prepping politician. But you've got to be able to see past those exaggerations. But when we get to media, your job is to provide accurate information. And if you're professing that Donald Trump is not providing, credible info to the American people, then, you should not be creating fake news stories to try to, compensate for, what you are accusing Trump of doing, with his, alleged, exaggerations. Okay. Your job is to be an information-based organization. Donald Trump is an average guy that is trying to fill the role of president. So, I mean, and it's been a while since we've had one of those kind of guys in there. So, I mean, guys, that's what I mean. It's so absolutely pathetic. The media thinks that, they can make up and say whatever they want to about Trump, and it's perfectly justifiable. Like that story where Trump signed that teenager's hat and threw it, into the crowd. Actually, he threw it back to the teenager. And that, report was created by Politico, was created by Washington Post and a bunch of other mainstream news organizations. And the media was clearly lying to make Trump look bad. But they have been repetitively doing this kind of stuff. And it's really just completely, they're imploding. CNN is imploding. MSLSD is imploding. And, guys, I tell you, they're really hurting the journalist industry because people are viewing that and are viewing mainstream journalists as not being credible. And if people begin to lose that trust in the media, you know what's going to happen? They're going to turn it off. And then all their money's going to go down the toilet. They're not going to get anything. No one's going to want to, advertise with them. No one trusts them. No one believes them. No one listens to them anymore. They're going to turn them off. And that's where alternative media is going to rise. And I tell you, with the formation of a lot of these online cable channels or cable networks, like, and I'm not, giving advertising to these groups, but you have like Sling TV and some other, Hulu is getting involved with live TV now, with a lot of these online ways of getting your television. I think the cable industry is going to go, kaput here pretty soon. And it's really easy, to create an online television channel. It's not that, difficult as getting a cable channel. I mean, I have a TV channel on a Roku, and it's a little bit complicated to get that developed, but it's a lot easier than getting a cable channel and landing that. So it is possible to do that. But guys, I tell you, that's really something that I think is going to be rising up in the future, and that is alternative media. And people are going to begin going to those online organizations or online platforms to get their news and content, and hopefully still the radio. So, but anyway, that's an audio bit that I wanted to play for you of NBC, where Caddy K was saying that this is a violent attack on journalists. I have a few more audio bits that I want to play here for you. You have Twitter that came out and said that Trump's anti-media tweet doesn't violate its rules. Obviously, it doesn't violate its rules. Another thing that I want to play here for you when we get back from the break is I want to play an audio bit here for you. We have a compilation of all these various Republicans that are condemning Donald Trump because of the tweet that he put out against, MSNBC, The Morning Joe, and CNN, and those groups, and they're really hammering Trump. Why? Because he's defending himself. Republicans believe that the president should not defend himself. And I remind you that Bill Clinton even attacked Rush Limbaugh, saying that this guy goes, on air every day and he doesn't have a way to respond. Now we do. Twitter.
Some say he's the next Rush Limbaugh.
I tell you, this kid's got 90% of Rush's venom with only 10% of the biomass.
You're listening to Caiden Cowger on the WCNR News Network.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
You always want to look your best, but you don't always have time to deal with a necktie that won't cooperate.
That's where we come in. Introducing the Never Tie, the only necktie that you never have to tie. Each Never Tie comes with a tie and 2 removable knots that you simply slide on and adjust for your comfort, giving you the perfect look every time. Choose from over 20 stylish designs at thenevertie.com. Enter promo code RADIO1 for discount.
It safely eliminates stress and anxiety. It makes commuting, driving your kids around, or driving a truck more fun. It makes gift shopping easier. It's Happy Driving Stress Reduction, a revolutionary patent-pending tool that works while you drive. Find Happy Driving Stress Reduction on iTunes, Amazon, or Google Play. Make life easier. Buy Happy Driving Stress Reduction today.
Go get your copy of Prelude to World War III, The Rise of Islamic Republic and the Rebirth of America. World War III Series Volume 1, available in paperback and Kindle edition on Amazon by the authors James Rozone and Miranda Watson. By the 2020s, America was no longer a world superpower. The military had been cut to a bare-bones level, and while the U.S. was focused internally, the door opened for new powers to emerge on the world stage. In the wake of this power vacuum, China...
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas.
For your free inventor's information, call 1-800-441-7922. That's 1-800-441-7922.
Goldman Sachs and HSBC recently purchased 7.1 tons of physical gold. What do these bankers and mega money managers know that you don't? They're expecting the value of gold and silver to increase. That's why you need our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group offers gold and silver for direct delivery and will not be undersold. Call now. Call 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group is a company that deals with investing in precious metals such as gold and silver. They've been in business for over a decade and have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. They've been featured on Fox News, Market Watch, Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, CNBC, Reuters, Fox Business, Financial Times, and Forbes magazine. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. They also offer various ebooks on investing in gold, such as the Definitive Gold Guide. So once again, if you're interested, you can call 1-800-932-4108. That's 1-800-932-4108. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja is a company that specializes in slashing debt. They deal with various debt problems such as tax debt, debt settlement, debt consolidation, student loan debt, credit repair services, and bankruptcy. That is 1-800-826-1132. Now, their company, the Debt Ninja, operates on a national level and have worked to fight the IRS for many of their clients. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-826-1132. That is 1-800-826-1132. Once again, that is 1-800-826-1132. Due to a decline in the economy and major car companies filing for bankruptcy, American Auto Protection has announced an extended service plan that is now available to the general public. This plan reduces the cost of auto repair expenses. Maximum Car Care was created to assist qualifying car owners with lowering repair bills of cars under 130,000 miles and under 12 years old. Maximum Car Care works to limit the expense of auto repair bills, roadside assistance, rental coverage, and towing. Their number is 1-800-824-9762. That is 1-800-824-9762. Once again, that is 1-800-824-9762. Maximum Car Care is a proud sponsor of the Caiden Cowger program.
You're listening to the WCNR News Network, where America comes to talk.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Caiden Cowger program. It's great to have you with us. So, first I want to play this audio bit here for you. This is from MSNBC. You have Joan Walsh saying that Trump voters are driven by a fear of brown people. How about that? So, here you have Joan Walsh of AM Joy, on AM Joy, I should say, saying that basically Trump voters are a bunch of deplorables and are all racist. Same exact stuff that we heard Hillary Clinton say, same exact stuff that we heard Democrats say during the general election. So anyway, go ahead and listen to this. This is from MSNBC.
In the direction of Europe, Australia, Russia, a few places.
And, you know, Joan, you've written a lot about history, particularly the history of the shift among a lot of white working class Americans from being sort of New Deal, you know, pro-big government, essentially liberals, to being very, very conservative by the time of Ronald Reagan. How much of that is this sense when they look out at the world and look at the United States, they see that browning of the country as somehow a threat to them?
Well, I think it's inescapable that that's part of it. The really good research that's taken place since the election shows that fear of a changing America is the number one factor that you can see that really divides a white Trump voter from a white non-Trump voter.
So what you're saying is that what really drives me is a fear of a browning of America? I mean, is that not racist? Hey, all white people, if you're white and you support Trump, you're racist. That's racist on itself. You're generalizing all white Trump voters as being racist. That is the definition of racism. You're making a generalization. It's just like saying, hey, all black people are criminals. All white people are racist. Generalizations based upon race is racist. My goodness, these people are so absolutely hypocritical. They don't make any ounce of reason. They're illogical. They spew nothing but incoherent remarks. It's pathetic. Keep playing
It's fears of brown people. Fears of losing the majority. But what's also sad to me is that this cohort, I wrote about my own Irish Catholic working class family, this cohort used to be so patriotic and so much America, love it or leave it, things that I didn't like about it, but that was just so stirred by this country's, what they perceived as its values. Yep. And now much of this same cohort is with Donald Trump, dismissing the Russia allegations, doing nothing to support the people who are trying to get answers. And I find this kind of relativity about, well, if my guy doesn't think it's important, or if my guy might even be threatened by it, then I don't care either. That is not patriotism. Yeah. That is something else entirely.
And, and Rob,
So that is MSNBC. All Trump voters are racist. All white Trump voters are racist. So I've got a question for all you black Trump supporters out there, like Wayne Dupree, some of you all, great guys. Are you afraid? I guess, according to MSNBC, are you afraid of looking in the mirror? Are you afraid of the browning of America too? I mean, I according to MSNBC, I'm racist. I didn't know that. That's news to me. Wow. Huh? How about that? You want to know why the media is imploding? Just watch a minute of MSNBC. Just watch a minute of CNN. No one can take you seriously. I'm the furthest thing from being racist, and so are a lot of Trump supporters. Trump has supporters of all races. White, black, Hispanic. I have a friend over in Wisconsin who's Mexican, supports Trump. I have a friend here that is, Hispanic, supports Trump. Donald Trump is not fueled by racists. It's fueled by people that desire to see this nation secure. And the thing is that, we have a lot of Hispanics coming over from Mexico that are trying to escape the drug cartels in Mexico, okay? If we don't secure that border, the Hispanics that are coming in legally can't be protected from the Mexican drug cartels, and the problems of Mexico will become the problems of the United States. So no, it's not about trying to keep Mexicans out. It's about allowing the Mexicans that are coming in legally to be protected in this country and to serve as a place of refuge rather than become just as criminal infused as Mexico. Okay? That's all that we're trying to do. We're trying to protect America through the border and to get the drugs out, because a lot of our drugs are coming in from Mexico. A lot of our drugs are coming in from the southern border, and we're trying to get a hold on all this stuff. And unless you develop a way to secure the United States, U.S.-Mexico border, U.S.-Mexico border, there you go, you're never going to get a hold of the problem. It's going to continue happening. So guys, I tell you, the media is so absolutely corrupt. They are so absolutely out of touch with reality, with the way that America operates, with the way that America is. It's pathetic. And I have the audio bit here that I want to play for you of Republicans that were attacking Trump. You have Senator Susan Collins with a speech impediment that was attacking Donald Trump, saying that she is just embarrassed about what's been going on. Go ahead and play this. This is a compilation of all, and these are all Republicans here. Go ahead and listen to this.
We're not going to get along, but we have to treat each other with respect and civility. And the president's tweet was completely inappropriate.
I think it's inappropriate. I think it was wrong. And
Lindsey Graham.
The tweet speaks for itself.
Should the president apologize?
If it were me, one, I wouldn't have done it if it were me, but that's up to him. But if it were me, I would.
So that's your Senator of South Carolina, Lindsey Graham, saying that he felt that the tweets were inappropriate.
Tweets like this are inconsistent with the greatness of the country and the office.
It's just, I'm just embarrassed.
I'm embarrassed.
I'm embarrassed in the right word.
Embarrassed in the right word. I just regret it.
It doesn't
John
astonish me because it isn't the first time that he has attacked various people that he has disagreement with. But so I'm not surprised, but I'm disappointed.
Disappointed.
Well, Congresswoman.
So there you go, guys. I tell you, those are all Republicans. Lindsey Graham, John McCain, and Susan Collins, all of which need to be voted out. They need to be primaried. So I don't know if there's anyone that listens to me on our WXMB station, but if that is aspiring maybe to be into politics, if you are old enough to run for Senate, and if you are well established and you can, you think you do a good job, I want you to do me a favor. When Lindsey Graham comes up for re-election, I want you to sign on and run against him in the primary, all right? Get a hold of me. I'll put you on air, all right? Because I tell you, it needs to happen. Lindsey Graham needs to be primaried. John McCain needs to be primaried. Susan Collins needs to be primaried. And it has to start now. Because, I mean, guys, these people have to be taken out. They are establishment Republicans. They've done nothing but try to take out the president. They are doing absolutely nothing for the Republican Party. They're doing more for the Democratic Party at this time. And, basically they're what we used to call Republicans in name only. Rhinos. Rhino Republicans. And, it's just absolutely disgusting to see how they are behaving, because here we have Donald Trump that is up against the mainstream media. Everything that the man does, the media attacks. And here you have John McCain, Lindsey Graham, Susan Collins, that all like to, play footsie with the mainstream media. And they like to think that the media is their friend. And, they make remarks like this. Well, you're right. I really don't think that we should be doing this. I don't think we should be doing that. I don't think he should be attacking freedom of press. That garbage. He's not attacking freedom of press. He's responding back to the press because the press has been doing everything that they possibly can to make him look bad and portray him in the most negative way possible. He's not attacking freedom of press. He's defending himself because the media is nothing more than consisting of bullies. And you dumb establishment Republicans either don't see that or don't care to see it.
Caiden Cowger. Keeping America straight.
You're listening to Caiden Cowger on the WCNR News Network.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
It safely eliminates stress and anxiety. It makes commuting, driving your kids around, or driving a truck more fun. It makes gift shopping easier. It's Happy Driving Stress Reduction, a revolutionary patent-pending tool that works while you drive. Find Happy Driving Stress Reduction on iTunes, Amazon, or Google Play. Make life easier. Buy Happy Driving Stress Reduction today.
You always want to look your best, but you don't always have time to deal with a necktie that won't cooperate. That's where we come in. Introducing the Never Tie, the only necktie that you never have to tie. Each Never Tie comes with a tie and 2 removable knots that you simply slide on and adjust for your comfort, giving you the perfect look every time. Choose from over 20 stylish designs at thenevertie.com. Enter promo code RADIO1 for discount.
Go get your copy of Prelude to World War III, The Rise of Islamic Republic and the Rebirth of America. World War III Series Volume 1, available in paperback and Kindle edition on Amazon by the authors James Rozone and Miranda Watson. By the 2020s, America was no longer a world superpower. The military had been cut to a bare-bones level, and while the U.S. was focused internally, the door opened for new powers to emerge on the world stage. In the wake of this power vacuum, China.
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas.
For your free inventor's information, call 1-800-441-7922. That's 1-800-441-7922.
Goldman Sachs and HSBC recently purchased 7.1 tons of physical gold. What do these bankers and mega money managers know that you don't? They're expecting the value of gold and silver to increase. That's why you need our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group offers gold and silver for direct delivery and will not be undersold. Call now. Call 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group is a company that deals with investing in precious metals such as gold and silver. They've been in business for over a decade and have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. They've been featured on Fox News, Market Watch, Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, CNBC, Reuters, Fox Business, Financial Times, and Forbes magazine. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. They also offer various ebooks on investing in gold, such as the Definitive Gold Guide. So once again, if you're interested, you can call 1-800-932-4108. That's 1-800-932-4108. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja is a company that specializes in slashing debt. They deal with various debt problems such as tax debt, debt settlement, debt consolidation, student loan debt, credit repair services, and bankruptcy. That is 1-800-826-1132. Now, their company, the Debt Ninja, operates on a national level and have worked to fight the IRS for many of their clients. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-826-1132. That is 1-800-826-1132. Once again, that is 1-800-826-1132. Due to a decline in the economy and major car companies filing for bankruptcy, American Auto Protection has announced an extended service plan that is now available to the general public. This plan reduces the cost of auto repair expenses. Maximum Car Care was created to assist qualifying car owners with lowering repair bills of cars under 130,000 miles and under 12 years old. Maximum Car Care works to limit the expense of auto repair bills, roadside assistance, rental coverage, and towing. Their number is 1-800-824-9762. That is 1-800-824-9762. Once again, that is 1-800-824-9762. Maximum Car Care is a proud sponsor of the Caiden Cowger program.
You're listening to the WCNR News Network, where America comes to talk.
Caiden Cowger.
Somebody had to say it.
I tell you, it makes you wonder if these establishment Republicans like losing, doesn't it? They're the kind of, they're kind of like a baseball coach that you have in Little League. Well, all that matters is that we have fun. That's really what it gets down to. Win or lose, we're having fun. I had baseball coaches like that in Little League. I couldn't stand it. Couldn't stand them. Especially one that I had. I was, had like 27, I think I had 27 inside the park home runs that year that I played Little League. I dominated. And I was shortstop that year. And anyway, I had really an awful team. They decided to stick me on a team that really didn't have a whole lot of good players. There was only, I think, one other player. Yeah, there was one other player. And she went on to be a state runner-up basketball player for our high school. But she was very good. I think she played first base, if I remember correctly. But she was a really good baseball player. And anyway, I was a shortstop. Had 27 inside the park home runs that year. Well, anyway, the coach that I had at the time used to always say, well, all that matters is that we have fun. Win or lose, we have fun. We're on a team with a bunch of, not very good kids when it comes to, baseball statistics. There were only two good players, and it was the first baseman and I, and that was it. Okay. Well, anyway, the following year, I had done so well in the minor league, which is what they called it, that they bumped me up to major league, which I had to go anyway because of my age. But I got on the undefeated team that was undefeated the year prior. We were undefeated again that year and undefeated the year following. So we did really well. And anyway, that coach was probably the best coach that I had, him along with his son, the best baseball coach that I ever had. And he used to say, I know that there are some coaches that are, in Little League that say, all that matters is that we have fun. Is winning fun? Yes, it is. So we're going to win. And he'd say stuff like that. And I mean, it's just a complete different type of mentality. We're in this to win. Winning is fun. Losing is not so much fun. So we're going to win. If you want to have fun, win. And he made the team winners. And we won. We dominated. And it's all because he had that type of winning mentality, and he tried to do his best to instill that into us. And I still remember that. And that doesn't just apply to baseball. It applies to life and everything that you do. If you go into something with a losing type of mentality, you are going to lose. Okay? And that's really what we're seeing with the Republican Party right now. With these establishment Republicans. They have loser mentalities. I have to say, Paul Ryan has a loser mentality. John McCain has a loser mentality. Lindsey Graham has a loser mentality. Susan Collins is a loser, okay? A little bit of a difference there, not too much. But anyway, they're all losers. Paul Ryan is borderline loser, okay? But here's the thing. If you have a loser type of mentality, you're going to lose. That's why Mitt Romney lost. He had a loser mentality. Clear eyes, full hearts can't lose. Well, guess what, Mitt? You lost. So I guess you didn't have a clear eye and a full heart or whatever that, saying is. I don't even remember. But guys, I tell you, that's really what we saw take place. That's what we saw happen. We lost. We lost in 2012, an election that we should have won. But, I got to tell you, Donald Trump is a winner. He has a winner type of mentality. That's why he won. That's part of the reason why he won. You've got to go into it to win, not to lose. But so many Republicans don't get that. And Trump is trying to teach them something. They have a lot to learn from Trump. Because Trump can show them how to win. But they've got to be willing to listen. And so far they aren't. And they're really making a big mistake. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you for listening to us. For more information on the Caiden Cowger program, go to CaidenCowgerProgram.com. For the latest news exposing the left, go to CowgerNation.com. Thank you. May God bless you. Have a great Independence Day. And may God bless America.